Alright guys, so this is the part, I just got these in, this is a total different day. I'm not sure how much of that babbling I'm gonna put in the vlog, but here we go.
It's just a static electricity. It's us moving to the sound. Your lips are all I need.
Alright guys, before I go any further into the video, a couple of stupid things I did. Well, first of all, there's a stupid thing I did, but we ate at this rib place, which was fantastic. Here's a short little clip of that. And then we went to the market. And there was a sign, and like, I'm 6'5", guys. The sign was pretty close to my head, so I was wondering if I did a small hop, can I hit it with my head? I mean, obviously I can hit it in my head, but how high do I have to hop? Yeah, alright. I got studio monitors. Now, my audio has always been about clarity, I guess, right? Before it was like all about boomy bass. And it's kind of the reason why I always stuck with Bose. Because up until now, I thought Bose was like the king, the best, Bose, yeah. Usually the rule of thumb is you pay what you get for, and that's what it is. So Bose has always been kind of top notch in the price range, so I always thought it would be like top notch on the quality range. And so, yes, I'm rocking Bose. I've been rocking Bose ever since my wife got me a pair of Companion 3s, and I like them, I love them. It's very boomy bass, and it just fills the room, and it's fantastic. Fantastic. Before that, I had a Logitech THX 5.1 system, which was beautiful. It was just, but again, it was so boomy, and I really liked it, but it just took up too much space. Samson Mediaone 5A, they're 5-inch woofers, and the thing is, when I first started getting into like music and stuff, I had a Marat's amplifier, not a digital amp, it was like an analog amp, so you click it on and be like, clunk, like, yeah, and that sounded so beautiful, and I used vintage audio equipment. And then I went from that receiver to speakers to a digital Iowa receiver, a 2.1 channel. And at that point, I was all about the pounding, thumping bass. So I got one of those huge stand speakers, the whatever that is, the 12-inch gigantic, shake the whole house down. I had two of those, and I had two of the 8-inch for the mids and highs, and that thing was insane. I'm not sure about the audio quality because I was pretty young. I mean, we're looking at like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So I wasn't like an audio buff at the time. I kind of was, because I was installing like audio equipment on cars. Actually, I was doing it kind of backyard style. You know, I would go wholesale, I'll buy a few speakers and amplifiers, and then I would just tell people that, look, I could, for half the price, I could install an audio setup for you. And which usually my most biggest package, the most best selling, was just a 10-inch sub, a 500 watt amp, probably like 200 watt RMS. And that's it. That was like the biggest seller, the amp sub box combo. And I would sell them for like $300 installed, which was insane at the time. So, but I was making a pretty good penny too, and then that's kind of how I got into the whole audio game. But enough about the audio game. You guys came here to see these and really hear them. Hopefully my microphone can pick this up. Again, I am using a shotgun microphone, so hopefully it'll pick it up much better than it would on other microphones or whatnot. So I have these Samson Mediaone 5As connected to my computer right now using a 3.5mm jack, which is not the best connection I could use. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to go through the audio interface once I'm done with all this. This is just for me to test it. I just picked them up today, which is insane. La da da da. And the thing is, I love my Bose. Don't get me wrong, Bose is great, but I wanted these. This is what it is. I want to upgrade. All right, and I wouldn't really call it an upgrade. I'll call it a downgrade because when you say upgrade, you really go by the price, right? So the Bose are more expensive than these. The Bose are like, at the time when we got them, it was $299. This at its peak was $199. So again, at literally 2/3 of the cost, these things, they actually blow the Bose. I wouldn't say they blow the Bose out of the water. I wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that. But they give a really good representation of the sound that the original artist wanted to create. So, all right, enough about that. So I'm gonna unplug these real quick. I'm gonna turn this off so it doesn't make a popping noise. I'm gonna unplug it so I can go back to the Bose. We're gonna hear a couple samples from the Bose Companion 3 with the bass like kind of cranked all the way down because I don't like the bass all that crazy, especially here. Maybe if I had a bigger spot, but it's like a little bit under the halfway point. All right, so let's listen to some vlog music. I know this isn't copyrighted. Don't get me wrong, the Bose sound amazing, freaking amazing for what it is. And they're like tiny little cubes with a subwoofer in the bottom. This amazing, amazing. We're gonna stop it pretty soon and switch it over. I just want to go right after this, like BU part. Getting the same signal as I am from the back of this computer, so the Bose and these were going off at the same time. Yeah, so I don't know. you look, the Bose has more like lower end thump. That's because it has a separate subwoofer. But it doesn't mix 100% with everything. It's very colored. It's very Bose-like. Okay, Bose. Very good, right? Boomy. going off in the background just a little bit and kind of give you my final thoughts on this. I listen to a lot of music side by side, and honestly, the Bose takes the cake, and these Samsons take the cake. Obviously, for studio monitors, you're gonna get better quality sound just because it's a more flat signal. But I mean, there were times when the Bose sounded so much better. So again, I'm not totally weaned off that Bose sucks, because a lot of the audiophiles out there that are like, oh yeah, Bose sucks. Well, no, they don't. They don't. I mean, there's a reason why the industry's there and they're doing so well. I'm not saying they're the best, but they're pricey. But when you don't think about price, they're actually very comparable to nice sounding speakers. I'm probably going to replace my setup with the studio monitors just because, well, it just looks better in my opinion. And I always loved bookshelf speakers. I just like the sound they produced. At the same time, I really like the bass out of these. I mean, thunderous subwoofers are freaking fantastic for watching movies, but I have a sound bar that just outperforms both of these as far as bass production movies, and just doesn't have to be accurate sound, I guess you could say. So for me, I'm all about, like I said, sound clarity, how it's supposed to sound, and these things are freaking fantastic. And the same reason why I use Audio Technica ATH M50s for my headphones, just because it has a very flat signal. Like I said, I've grown out of the boomy stage, and I think it's a stage, guys. If you like bass heads, I think it's a young stage. Really, too much bass hurts my ears now. Too much sound hurts my ears. These are perfect, actually. They're a little clunky. They're a lot bigger than the Bose. I'll say that for sure. Like the little cube speakers will take up even a corner of this. So I'm not sure how it's going to fit on the desk and how I'm going to implement this. But hopefully I'll find a way. The thing about studio monitors, guys, is that they have to be pointed at you for it to sound the best it can sound. And that's kind of the most difficult part about this, is that I can't have it pointed at me. That's the problem. Without taking a whole bunch of stuff off. I'll figure it out. My desk is a mess anyways. I want to overhaul this anyways, and I really want to redo everything, which is gonna happen because when I move, I'm gonna have to redo everything anyways. The fantastic thing about this is that now I have a pair of studio monitors again, and I really like the sound quality from it. Now guys, if you have the Bose Companion 3 and you're going out to upgrade to the Samsons, they're not an upgrade. They're not an upgrade. They produce different sounds, whatever you like, but for the most part, an average consumer is gonna prefer a Bose Companion 3 over these. So if you listen to music, watch movies, play games, Bose wins, Bose wins, Bose wins. If you do sound mixing, or even, sound mixing. I don't even sound mix, what the hell? But if you do sound mixing, then these studio monitors actually win. So for the most part, they don't win by a huge margin. It's just a tiny bit like a space saving. Again, Bose takes the cake. It's a smaller everything, and it produces fantastic sound. But there are, like I said, there's some songs that sound better on this. So again, Bose doesn't totally win. I'm just saying, as a whole package of all-in-one, I really will downgrade when I use these, and that's what I think. Me personally, this is just my honest opinion. So if you guys are gonna bash me about it, go for it. I don't really care because it's my opinion. Not saying that this is total crap. This is fantastic for the price. My God. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is gonna be a pretty long video just because there's a lot of tunes being played in the background. We'll see what I can do with that. Kind of the final verdict here. After listening to both, I'm really contemplating on putting these on my desk or not. Crap. I like the Bose, guys. The Bose sounds freaking fantastic in a small form factor. But then again, I don't want the thunderous bass of the Bose. So the Bose is definitely much more like bassier. So here's the actual final verdict. The Bose totally separates the bass from the mids and the highs, which is fine if they can integrate well together. but they don't fully integrate well together. Now, what I'm saying is, when there's a singer and the singer's voice is kind of bassy, you're not going to hear that bassy singer's voice. You're going to hear the voice nice and clear, and then you're going to hear the bass, but you're not going to feel like the singer is actually creating that bass. That's what I got from it. And so these studio monitors, actually, when you listen to it, the bass, mids, and highs integrate so well together. So when the singer sings and the singer has a bassy tone, you're gonna know, oh, okay, that bassy tone, that artist, that singer, that whatever has a bassy voice, and you're gonna notice it right away, opposed to the Bose, where like sounds clear, sounds good, but you're not gonna really, it doesn't integrate as well. So I guess that's kind of the biggest thing that these Samsons have over Bose. But again, I'm really contemplating now whether I want to actually put these up on my desk, and the only reason why I would, because I know sound quality is gonna go up in spades once I connect this to my audio interface, which is the Scarlett interface that I have connected to USB. I know the sound quality is gonna go up. You know, the Scarlett is an upgrade, but only so much. Probably like you have to couple it with things to tell. Like if I couple the external DAC with the Samsons, then I could really tell. But when I plug in my Bose to my computer, when I plug in my Bose to the Scarlett, they sound pretty much identical. So I think audio is a big part of anything you do, and that's the same reason why a lot of filmmakers, a lot of everybody has an external microphone, like and that they want the best quality sound possible, because audio makes a huge difference. And it's no difference when you're watching a movie. When you watch a movie with a sound bar compared to the TV sound, it's totally different. When you feel the rumble where you're supposed to feel the rumble, then you really get immersed into the movie, and that's kind of what it is. These mediaones kind of immerse you a little more than the Bose does, but the Bose is just like all around performance is fantastic. So I know I was doing this a lot before I picked these up. I was YouTubing like crazy, and I'm sorry if my sound does not pick up, it does not do these speakers justice, but they both sound great, so it doesn't even matter. The thing is, if you're a professional, get the Samson or any studio monitors. If you're a regular consumer, video gamer, movie watcher, internet surfer, I prefer the Bose Companion 3s. And that's my final verdict, guys. That's what it is. There's no clear winner. I'm probably going to use these just because I picked them up. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to hook these up and put the Bose into storage. Because ultimately what I want to do is I want to make like my MacBook Pro, I want to desktop it out with the external monitor and all that. And I want to connect the Bose to those. Because my PC is my main editing and just like powerhouse workstation. So I do want more accurate sound on my PC, and that's kind of where I'm at, guys. And these are actually very enjoyable to listen to. So that's my final verdict, guys. If you are a professional, get these studio monitors. If you're a professional on a budget, right? If you are a consumer and you have a pretty penny to spend and you care about audio, the Bose sounds just as good. Don't let the internet articles fool you saying that it sounds like crap. Go to a store that has demos up. Or even if you're buying it used, go to the person's house and listen to it. Then you could really hear it, right? You can't listen to blog posts. If you're on a budget looking for studio monitors, these things are the best, one of the best buys you could get, in my opinion. If you're on a budget looking for computer speakers, the Bose is totally out of budget. It's not the best bang for your buck at all. And you get like a $20, $30 cheap pair of Logitech 2.1s, and they'll sound really good for a budget. So that's kind of what I want to say. This is a budget line studio monitor, whereas the Companion 3s are not a budget line desktop speaker. So whatever you're looking for, again, if you're looking for a desktop speaker, but you could afford the Bose, would you get it? Would I recommend it? Yes, hell yeah, why not? They look good, they sound good. They're a little bit colored, but that's fine. And when I say colored, it means like the curve is not exactly flat like these are. But again, if you have the budget to get like an Audio Engine 5 or a Philips studio monitors, hell yeah, I get it, right? Relatively. But people that are watching this video is not watching because they have unlimited amount of money to spend. They want to get the best bang for the buck. So I guess the best bang for the buck, Samson wins hands down. Best bang for your buck. What is up, guys? So I finally finished the setup on my desk. No more Bose. If you can see back there, it is now just the studio monitors. I got rid of one of my monitors as well. And I basically cleaned up my desk so that it's only a desk, and that's kind of how I wanted it, although it doesn't look so clean on camera. So if you look back here, let me get out of the way. I have the studio monitor set up with dual monitors. I ended up taking out one of the monitors because I just don't use triple monitor at all. I only use two, and I thought that was kind of stupid to hold the 3 on there when I don't have that much real estate on my desk. And then what I had to do was this one right here, this monitor, I had to actually take out the mount on that and then jack it up like a good 3.5 inches is what I measured. I went 3.5 inches up so that that monitor could scoot in there. So I want to actually get into how they sound, because when I was setting him up, I had both the Bose and I had the Samson Mediaone A5s in front of me, so I got to play both back to back, and I was using the same input connector. So it was just like, I could hear definite differences. And here's my conclusion. After 2 hours of listening to random sources, I came to the conclusion that during like video watching, I actually preferred the Bose. I did like Netflix and just random content. I liked the Bose speakers. I liked how I could tweak a lot of stuff. I liked how it just sounded more clear. And I talked about the depth in the voice. And I was watching Supernatural. When I was watching on my Bose, like the little Winchester brothers, they didn't have that much like of that husky voice, and it was just nice and clean. And I thought that's how it was supposed to be. And then I used my studio monitors, and all of a sudden their voice became very husky, and it was kind of hard to hear because of the extra like bass in their voice. And this is exactly what I was telling you guys. With the Bose, you get the very high highs and the very good lows, but it just doesn't mix in the middle. Like it's just, you get the boom and you get the ping, but you don't get the boom and ping together. And that was the problem with these studio monitors. It's pretty much, it is the sound that it is. You may not like it, you may like it, but just for comparison's sakes, I did actually end up switching out to the studio monitors because overall they sound better. Alright, so if you're in the market for a computer speaker or a desktop speaker or any speaker, I think studio monitors will be a perfect desktop speaker, and it'll give you space to grow into them. So say you're just an average consumer and you'll never ever mix a video, edit a video or anything with the multimedia side, then you know studio monitors aren't going to be the best for you, because honestly they don't sound as good as like the nicer hi-fi system. But if you're a professional, if you do video editing, if you do audio editing, any kind of thing like that, or even if you plan to, then these will be the best bang for your buck, because even if you don't do it now, you have time to grow into it, and that's kind of what I'm saying. So more than that though, these pair of speakers back here, it's going to be my primary speakers. I'm going to use it for everything, including I don't mix audio, but I'll probably do it one day. Actually, I've made a couple beats before in my vlogs. So yes, I have mixed audio before. But I mean, I watch videos with them. I've been using it the whole day, just watching videos. I play games, and for the most part, it sounds great. What I did lose though, I did lose the point one, which is the subwoofer. I could still connect that subwoofer. I could connect the Bose subwoofer into the system, but that defeats the purpose, because adding extra bass when bass is not supposed to be there is not what I want. It is what I want when I watch a movie and all that, but it's just, it's extra clutter. And I want it to be nice and clean, which it doesn't look clean in the video, but I assure you it is much cleaner than before. And I was going for the minimalistic thing here. But that's it, guys. So that's my final verdict. Is if I had to go out right now and purchase a speaker, I had no speakers, and I had to go out and purchase a speaker, what would I get? And I had two choices: the Companion 3 by Bose, or the Audio One A5s by Samson. I would pick the Mediaone A5s by a small margin. But yes, they sound phenomenal. And I'm actually more surprised that this microphone on this camera picked up a lot of that sound. I was hearing the footage and it sounded beautiful. So I'm happy that that happened. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great night, day, afternoon, 4 in the morning, whenever you're watching this. Remember, live well, laugh more.